This is part 2 of our 2-part series on the ego and the roles we play. Here we continue our conversation about these roles, what's going on beneath the surface, and tips and tricks for navigating.
Let's talk about what intuition really is.
Let's look at all the places intuition and ego show up in your life.
Let's share honestly.
Let's do the research.
I'm Jamie Hayhurst.
I'm Heather Wood.
This is the Intuitive Girl's Guide.
This episode will play uninterrupted after a brief message from our sponsors. You know what goes great with podcast listening?
A great cup of coffee from a great coffee shop.
Yep, beans roasted in-house, amazing baristas. You know where I'm talking about.
Restoration Coffee. Can we go?
Yes, I need an Americano and maybe a panini too.
Ooh, I need blueberry maple latte and probably a resto bowl.
Ooh, yeah. Check them out and visit restoration-coffee.com. Hey, Jay.
Hey.
We're back.
Sure are.
We're talking more about ego and the roles we play.
Mm-hmm.
So this is part 2. So if you didn't listen to part 1, go back and do that first because we really dove into some of the major roles and explained them. And I really think it's important to understand that to unpack them.
Absolutely.
Further. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the role, for lack of a better word, that the universal fears and desires play in the roles you choose and play.
Right.
Okay. Now, let's start with the fears, which, to refresh your memory, we have 9 episodes on these, are rejection, abandonment, and being seen as a fraud.
Yep.
Okay. So the roles you're playing are designed to prevent those things from happening.
Yes.
Okay. So Jamie plays the good girl so that people will not abandon her, but I play the good girl so that people will not reject me.
Correct.
Okay. And the main roles you play are the ones that achieve sort of the opposite of that. So for me, for example, the main role that I tend to play is like, let me step in and be in charge and lead this and help everybody.
Okay.
And to me, if you really think of like, what's the opposite of being rejected? It's like allow you to lead.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's a great role for somebody who has that fear.
Smart.
What would you say your big reaction to abandonment is?
My reaction?
Like, do you think it's the good girl role?
Oh,
do you think it's like
yes.
Okay.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
I think good girl, and then like dappled in some like, golden child, protector.
Yeah.
Like, what was that?
Watchdog.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
I think I like to look at it like, what roles do I play in the relationships and areas that I've been in for a very long time?
Right.
And how do they differ from the ones I enter with?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I think if you look at that, you can see like exactly what your ego is curating,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that's interesting to look at.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the desires.
Yes.
Okay. So let's take connection, for example.
Okay.
Is a real good way to connect with people. For you, I would say golden child.
Yep.
But for me, golden child is not a good way to connect with people.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, because that's kind of overachiever land.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's really interesting. I think my connector is like the boss of everybody. So kind of the controller. So it's like all these things. It's like, how do you back up each of those desires with these roles?
It's a good thing to look at.
Because if you're like, I want to feel significant, you're probably going to step into planner. You might step into watchdog. Right?
Yeah.
But you're not going to step into mother for that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's your story is different. But do you know what I'm saying? The different ones like call for different roles.
Right. Yeah, they do.
What would you say, like when it comes to, I was thinking about this before we started recording. I was thinking about certainty and variety because this is where like you're a variety and I'm a certainty. This is where like the roads divulge.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking about my certainty person and my variety person and like how they sort of differ. And I realized that I play certainty and variety the exact same way.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you're like, there's going to be a lot of variety here, I'm like, great, let me organize it. Like,
That's
do you know
true.
what I mean?
Right.
Oh, we need some certainty here. I'm
going to
girl.
organize
It's
that.
kind of the same, and I thought that was it. So, do you feel like that's true for you?
I have no idea. What do I do? And there's a lot of variety.
I think when there's a lot of variety, you step to the front as like the responsible individual.
That's probably true.
Do you know what I mean? But it also
And
like
some of the
gives you
comedian.
I was gonna say it gives you space for creativity. I think, like I don't know. I think about the part of you that will like absolutely kill at a flower arrangement.
Yes.
But like if you told these are the exact flowers and that like that.
Yeah, that I don't want.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
right? Yeah.
The same person would sort of attack both. I think.
Yes, I agree.
And then if there's a lot of certainty somewhere, I think you do all those things, but there's like. I think like a defense person that comes up and is sort of like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's
I
interesting.
agree.
Yeah. So, you know, sometimes where you think they're different, they're the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say look through each one and see which one sort of connects, but like really look at your top two.
Yep.
That's going to tell you a lot. Like love and connection for me, I think there's definitely the mother, like the nurturing part, but I definitely, the people who I care the most about, I'm constantly scheming for.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's sort of like the planner, maybe it's like the bossy person. I don't know what it is, but it's like, you know, maybe the golden child. It's sort of like, if I care about you, I have schemed 20 plans for you to get what you want. And I'm not going to boss you into doing it, but I'm probably going to tell you about it.
Right. Yeah. And I was thinking about significance and how like that would call for me, like the mother. Yeah. And the people pleaser.
Interesting.
Yeah.
If I want to feel significant, I don't think I'd pull mother.
I would.
Yeah. So so again, see, it's very.
It's like being helpful, being like. Yeah.
I think my feeling of motherness is much more supporting character than yours.
Mm. Yes, I agree. Yeah.
So I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the other thing I want you to do is we talked about this a little, but like find your roles and then find the story. So when we just went over those roles, and there are many more roles, I wasn't going to do like 100,000 roles for you, but
right. And you can also like make your own roles. You can like make your own. You can name them. You can like make your own that you've seen a pattern with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because even like calling the good girl for me, like the good girl, that doesn't exactly land with what I feel like I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So like I might call her something else. Where for you,
it tracks.
Fucking nails.
Yeah, it does.
So it's important that the language makes sense to you and that the role fits. You're not trying to fit yourself into the role.
Exactly.
Okay. So looking at the stories connected to them are huge, and what you're gonna find, spoiler alert, is that the same 3 or 4 stories keep popping up to the surface.
Yep.
And the roles that they choose and like situationally you're going to find a lot of patterns there.
Right.
So I thought I'd give you an example of myself.
Okay.
I call this story that I have in my head the curse of capability.
Ah, okay.
So behind my controller, so the controller steps in, she's very capable. What is it you need? I can do that. Yeah. Okay. Behind her is someone who is afraid that she's not safe because she doesn't trust that the people around her can pull off what they're trying to pull off. So when you see...
That is a story of yours.
Yeah. That is the story of mine. But it's true in any situation, even when it doesn't make sense.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Like I can set down being the person in charge. I can set down running things if I have a trust in the person, not just to pull it off, but to tell me if they need me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If like I know you'd say like, step the fuck in. I can't do this. Yeah. So I'm very comfortable standing and doing something in the back because I know you'll say it. But like if somebody won't, that's horrifying to me. Like you could be needing help and you're not asking.
Not saying it, right.
That's really hard. But there is a belief that you can't do it. And it isn't directly at the other person. Like it's not you personally. It's like if I don't run this, something terrible is going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is your story. It's funny.
So the thing is, like, you might be like, oh yeah, I'm just controlling. I just like to control everything. But the thing is, that is standing right behind that is a version of you that's afraid.
Exactly.
And if you don't understand that story, you won't be able to do what we were talking about before, which is like choose the roles, have boundaries around the roles, because you don't understand that there's a scared little girl standing behind the person who's trying to run everything.
Well, because at that point, like the role is running you. Like the role is in charge of you and in charge of the situation. Where if you understand the story behind it, what the fear is, where the lack of safety is, then you're in charge of all of the roles and you can use them like to the best of your ability. You can use them to like fit whatever scenario you're in. Like there's so much more like efficiency. It's not like you're being like commandeered by your own ego.
Yes, exactly. Like I think, this sounds braggy, but I'm going to say it anyways. I think that I probably am one of the most capable people in most rooms.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean
that. I agree with that.
I would say the same thing about you. I think that you are the most capable person in most things that you're doing. Okay? And the thing is that we don't walk around only be like, oh, we're capable. Shit, it's because I'm afraid. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
There are elements to that we thrive with, that we like about ourselves.
Right.
That, you know, I oftentimes look around, and I think our listeners will relate to this, and I'm like, why is everybody else not like pulling their weight? Why is everyone else not rising to the occasion?
Right. But like 10 years ago, I would have been like in charge of a lot of things, like been capable of a lot of things, but would have been internally been like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. What's going on here? But because I've done the work and I know why I feel like I have to take charge or step in and run things and control, right? Like now I know why I do that. Mm-hmm. And so it creates confidence for me. It's not like, I'm not like flying by the seat of my pants with the control. I'm like, oh, right, I got it. Like, I see what's wrong here.
Exactly. There are some times when I have taken control of something or doing something, I would say the majority of the time when I'm doing that I'm like real happy to be doing that.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's what I want. That's great. But there are other times, and again, more in the past, more so now, I'll be like, what am I doing here?
Right.
But there have been times where I'm doing that and I don't want to be, and I start resenting that I'm
exactly
because it wasn't what the role I wanted to play here.
Exactly.
You know? So it's really interesting. It's really worth doing, and it's why this work isn't just like a 10-step program.
Exactly.
Because it's layered. It is.
You can't teach someone this in 10 steps.
No, and you know, this is why we say like intuition and ego isn't just like good or bad or one size fits all. It's complicated and layered, and there's no good or bad to any of it.
Right, exactly.
This fear is valuable to you.
Yes.
All right. As much as I like being the most capable person around, I am also afraid of everyone turning on the overachiever who is controlling everything.
Right.
So there's so many layers. It is not simple.
Right. No. Not at all.
And the more work you do, the more you find these like connections to other things.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, weird.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. How do you, because as a very capable person,
mm-hmm.
how do you manage the I choose this versus I don't choose this when it comes to front running that capability? Because you were saying before, like back, you used to sort of be like not feeling confident in it. So do you like lead like, oh, I feel confident here, so I'll lead? Or
yes.
Like, how do you choose that?
So now I'm able to like sort of take some time, and I think having all of this knowledge about myself from the work, right, is like I can take a breath after I feel that like, oh, I need to do this, or I need to be in charge of this, or I need to take charge here. It's like I can take a breath and be like, no, wait, I actually don't want to do that. And I know that, like you said, I know that in a day or a week or a month, I'm going to be pissed and I'm going to be feeling very resentful about like, you know, like I can scan the room or scan the situation and say like, these people aren't going to show up. This isn't going to play out the way it should and the way I would want it to. So like, I'm going to nip this in the bud now and not get involved.
So it's like space.
There's a lot of space where I feel like when you're in the unhealed version of it, you're just reacting. You're reacting to that role telling you to step forward or telling you that that's what's safe, and then you're mad. then you're like, why the fuck am I here? Like, once again, Jamie, you're in this position of like being mad at everybody in the room because like they're not pulling their weight, they're not doing as much as you are. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm not looking to be mad at everybody anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
and when you have that space to pull back and observe and choose it, it's much easier not to feel annoyed with everybody. Like,
right.
if I've chosen this, I've already accounted for in my head the fact that people aren't going to do
right.
what I want, how I want them to, or rise to the occasion how I want them to. You know what I mean? Like, that I've already got that. But if I'm sort of forced into the role, or I haven't felt like I chose it,
right,
then that's when the resentment has so much room to fester.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think there's also something to be said about age and experience too, is that like having that space and that time to be able to look around and assess before I make a call about something. It's like, oh, like, you don't always have to be, which I was going to say the Superman, but it's actually the martyr. Like, you don't have to be the Superman that swoops in and like saves everybody and saves the day, because you're actually just like throwing yourself on the cross of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you're 100% right, but it's like, ugh.
It's tough to hear. It's tough to unlearn that martyrdom stuff that like we've all been trained to become, mostly as women. You don't often hear of men having like a martyr complex. Do you? No, you don't. But like, you don't have to save everybody, and you don't have to like make yourself the victim of everything. And now that I can look back, it's like, oh, that's actually a lesson that someone needs to learn. Like, you can see that a situation isn't going to play out. Like, could you come in and fix it or like steer it in a different direction? Yeah, I probably could. But like, this actually is one of those like teachable moments that someone's learning from.
Yeah.
So like you're depriving them of that by like having to be the boss all the time.
It's that knee-jerk reaction to trying to save someone. I mean, saving someone isn't possible. You can aid them in the saving of themselves, support, right? But like, it's that like blindness. It's such like a white woman thing, right? Of like the savior
complex, right?
And just like not actually pay attention to how people are asking you to support them. And so I think it's a great example of the like healed versus unhealed version of like doing the work is that space to go, how am I needed here? Am I supposed to run in 90 miles an hour, or should I just, walk slowly to the back?
Right. And just be there in case they need help.
I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to learn though.
Oh, it's a rough one.
Yeah.
Most of the time when you're being the hero, you're looking for significance.
Agreed.
So that isn't necessarily a selfless place.
No, it's never selfless.
Being a martyr. I mean,
nothing's ever selfless.
No, nor should it be.
No, like, no, you're always doing something for yourself.
Right. If you're telling yourself the story that you're being completely selfless and doing it for everyone else, you're not, because that story makes you feel better.
Exactly.
So that's
right. Humans don't behave like that.
No, we don't. We don't. I think what we're talking about here is like making sure that you can separate. You don't have to like, it doesn't have to be pulled apart, but you have to see the difference between the value in contributing some role and the fear of protecting yourself by playing a role.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's very complicated because there are no roles that you'll play that aren't both of those things at the same time.
Right.
So.
Right.
All right. I'm going to give you an example of something that is embarrassing for me.
Oh, nice.
But it's the perfect example. And I tried really hard to think of other ones, but I'm going to say it anyways. You already know this. So I mean, it's fine. I'm not really that embarrassed about it, but it doesn't put me in a great light.
What happened?
So this is a role that I play.
Oh.
And why I'm telling you the story is because I think you want to look at scenarios and go, when this happens, what role do I snap into?
Right.
And you're going to find some interesting ones. So this is the question I'm going to ask you, and then I can tell you the role I play in it. And that's the part that's like a little silly about me, but I think people might relate. So that's why I'm sharing. Okay. So the question is like, what role do you play when you're injured?
Oh.
So Jamie, when you're injured, like who do you become? Like I created my own name for the role, so you don't have to pick one of these, but like what happens?
I don't know. When I'm injured, like I fight between like wanting like a lot of attention and a lot of help and feeling like insanely unsafe doing that. So then deflecting every ounce of like attention or assistance possible and until I actually like can literally not do something without help.
Yes.
I will do everything I can until I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like
we both do that.
You are worse than I am, but like
but to the point that like the people who love us the most and have to take care of us will be like, you're making it harder for me to care for you.
Yes, they do say that. Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Or it's like, yeah. Like my husband will be like, please stop thanking me. Like, please stop apologizing. Like,
right. Same. Okay, so do you want to?
Yeah, I do.
Because you know how complicated.
Yes, it is. Yes.
To be injured.
Right.
I am currently injured.
I know.
So the role, I've named it the secret hero.
Why?
Okay. Because I really looked at like, what am I doing? Like, and what I'm doing is I'm not telling anyone that I'm injured. Yeah. Or you might know, but I have downplayed it significantly. Mm-hmm. Like if I feel like you need to know, I'll clue you in.
But only as much as you need to know.
Yeah, and it's going to sound like it's no big deal.
Yeah, you're going to absolutely like diminish the story.
Okay, but here's what else is happening. I want at some point, this is so ridiculous. I want at some point for someone to find out.
Oh.
And be like, what a hero for martyring her and like
she's
it
so
anyway.
Tough.
Yeah.
Wow, Heather, she barely even knew she was hurt. Got it.
Do you see why that's embarrassing?
Yeah.
Because
I'm the same exact way though, so I'm not even making fun of you.
But you're never going to see me try to expose it or have you try to find out. But it's sort of like, because in all honesty, I'm more comfortable with not having to perform for you your expectation of how I'm supposed to be when I'm hurt.
Right.
That, as someone who I think it's pretty proven by this point is autistic, I think that's a thing. Mm-hmm. Like my reaction to things is never the right one. Like we just had a conversation. I lost somebody in my family. Right. And like I felt like I wasn't grieving the way people wanted me. Like I wasn't performing grief right.
Correct.
And you know, you were like no,
that's not a thing.
You
right.
don't do that. Yeah.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like there's this element of that. And I don't think it's exclusive to autistic people. I think a lot of people feel that way. But I don't necessarily think I'm gonna get that right.
Right.
And so then it's going to be this whole thing and I'm just trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
But there is this part of me that will like concoct a story in my mind, like a little day trip, like daydream, like maladaptive daydreaming. That's like people find out and are floored by my
heroicism,
masking skills, and heroicism. And there's there's awards given for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So the reason I'm telling you that embarrassing story is that I have to think about that before I go into a doctor because secret hero doesn't work.
Oh, they don't get any help. No, they get no help. No.
Nobody's like giving you an award there. Instead, you're getting like ignored. You're getting talked down to. Like it's
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying? And also, secret hero isn't fair to the people who love you because they don't want that for you. They want to share in that. They want to help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And a step beyond that is that you're also now creating a space where they can't express their needs to you because you don't do it for them. So there's no reciprocity. So like,
there's an imbalance.
Then, they're not going to ask you for help because you don't ask them.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you, but I do this thing. I caught myself doing it the other day where I'll be like, I'm talking on a Marco Polo. There's no need for me to put my hand up like it's a secret.
Right, you're hiding it.
Don't tell anyone, Jamie.
Right,
and then I'll tell you. Like, first of all, you're not going to tell anyone. But like I almost make it like it's a secret.
Yeah,
I'm a secret hero.
Right, and then you instantly like change the subject.
Because I don't want to stay there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Okay.
Secret hero.
That's me. Your secret hero. My cape's invisible, but once you see it,
you'll be so amazed at how tough you are. Oh, yeah. Wow. Really persevered.
Wow. What a hero. Yeah. It's so silly. But the beautiful thing in seeing the story and like seeing how silly it is that you really diminish its power.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like set out to create that story. I didn't like sit down and write it.
No.
It became something as a reaction to
Yes.
many things. You know what I mean?
Over decades of your life.
Yeah.
Right.
And so then when you see it and you're like, oh, that's really silly.
Right.
Then you can just be like, we're not going to be the secret hero today, you goober.
Right.
And then it's way easier.
Yep.
Yeah. I would say you do a version of secret hero, but I don't think it's quite as dramatic as mine.
No, I agree. And I think the difference is that there is a part of me that like really, really wants the attention and has learned that like being like needing help and needing attention like is not a good thing. It's a burden. But there's a part of me that really likes attention, like probably more than your average person. Like like I like the spotlight. I like praise. I like attention.
You like it, but you're so uncomfortable with it at the same time.
Right. Yeah. Because I've been taught that attention is a burden.
Yeah.
And it's because of a deficit that I have at some place in my life. Right. So it's like I want the help and I want the attention. I want people to show me how much they love me and are worried about me. But I also feel like incredibly uncomfortable with it.
Yeah. And I think it's a layered reasoning.
Very, you know what I mean? Very layered.
Because I think first of all, it's intuitive that when you are hurt or sick, that you seek support because that's how you survive. Like intuitively, your whole being tells you to do that. Right. So that isn't like
it's like get to safety. Get yourself to safety.
Yeah, you need support here to operate. So go get it. Like that is what
that's what the attention is. Right.
Yeah. Right. And so that isn't like something that's like overly attention seeking. That's survival. And everybody feels that. But I think what complicates it further for you is that is how you give love to other people.
Yes.
Is showing up in the front. I mean, I don't think I know anyone who's gone to more wakes and funerals than you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you will show up, whether it's grief, if someone's sick, you will drop off food. You've done that for me many times. You just leave it on the steps.
Yeah.
And like that's how you show up for other people.
Right.
So I think there's the like, oh, then I'll feel that same feeling that I'm trying to give people. Right?
Right.
But then there's also the layer of protecting yourself from other people not living up to doing something the way you would.
Right. Exactly. Or not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hear about that and not show up for you in some way. You know what I mean? But like
many
people aren't going
will.
to do it back and it's going to make me feel bad. So if I don't ask for it and I protect
then I
from
can't
it,
be disappointed.
then I can't be disappointed.
Right.
It's so layered.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I think you should look at what is your kryptonite role or roles plural, meaning like what role are you put in that you don't feel good in or you don't succeed in. To me, it's like, hey, we want you to be a part of this, but sit in the back seat.
Okay.
You're not running anything. You're not making sure everyone's okay. None of those skills are needed here. We actually just want you to sit over there.
Oh, the observer.
It's like, why don't you just handcuff me? Why?
Okay.
Like that. And it's not that I'm mad to play it. It's that I don't do that very well. I don't know what to do. I'm not good in those roles.
Yep.
I like to clearly know how I'm showing up for you and do it and make sure that I've done it in the way you're wanting. And if you're saying to me, we don't want that from you, go over there.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I agree. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's really tough. Yeah.
I'll do it for you if that's what you want.
Being like a bystander, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of a specific scenario, but like, any time that you're going to show up for someone or doing something for someone and the role is just undefined and it's just like, just being here. Like even Jamie, like someone's like, come to a cookout. Well, what am I bringing? What do you need help with at the cookout? Like when I'm at the cookout, am I supposed to be chatting with people? Or am I supposed to be helping you with the dishes? Am I what am I doing here at this cookout?
Yeah.
I'm just supposed to sit here?
You can't just hang out. Right.
No. I mean, you do the same thing, but you choose your role. I
do.
always watch you choose it.
I do choose it.
Yeah. Yeah. In what scenarios is it hard for you to play your typical roles? I don't want to spend a lot of time picking through this because I think that's a question I just want you to like sit with.
Mm-hmm.
But I think of like if someone's like, hey, cool, we need someone to be in charge here. We need the golden child planner watchdog. I'm usually really excited. But where would there be a scenario where someone asks that of me and I'm not wanting to do that?
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's going to point you to likely trauma.
Yeah.
But also like areas where your worth is in conflict with your value.
Right.
Like how you provide value. That's
right.
what I mean by that.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. I'm thinking of one in particular, but I just want that to marinate for you.
Okay.
All right. Now I just want to give you some tricks before we send you on your way to deal with your ego and your roles.
Right.
Okay. This one for me is a thinker. I like to really sit and think about this one. And that is looking at the difference between capability and capacity.
Yeah.
I tend to think if I'm physically capable of doing something, then I should 100% be doing it. And there's no reason to ask anyone for help. Like,
Same.
Oh, both of your legs are broken? Yeah, but like I think I could physically probably still get over there by myself.
Yeah, or like bring the laundry over here and I'll fold it.
Yeah.
Right, because I'll just use my arms.
Yeah. I think I could probably train myself to walk on my hands, so why would I ask someone for help? I could drag my body to the bathroom myself.
Right, but what's the capacity of your actual body?
Yeah, but I don't currently have the capacity because I need to keep myself healing and I need to get better. And so like the capacity and the capability are not something I naturally separate from each other.
Right.
It's capability is capacity, and that's not true.
That's a problem.
And I'll give you an example. I am capable of driving places I'm not familiar with. There's no thing that I can point to that says I cannot do that. But my capacity to do that is kind of small.
It is.
Because I get overwhelmed. There's too many visual things to look at. It very much conflicts with the role of the person who's got her act together. I'll probably need to ask someone for help or support. I'll have to pull over and look at a map. I'll have to call somebody. I don't know where I'm going. It's a whole thing.
Right.
Okay? But for how long would I force myself and drive white knuckle with having a panic attack somewhere because I didn't want to ask for help because I was capable?
Right.
But the thing is that the capacity for it is small.
Yes.
So if there's no one to help or there's something I've got to do, I'll do it.
Right.
But I have to remember, like, I have a small capacity for this.
Right.
So what other solutions could we find?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
There's some setting in my mind that's like, well, I mean, you're breathing.
Same. I can't fault you on that because I'm the same exact way.
I think
about that's why people end up like sick and stuff. You know what I mean? Because you push and push and push.
I was gonna say, I think about when the kids were little, and I'd be like, I could pull this off, but
yes,
like, I couldn't. I mean, I did.
But like, you didn't need to.
Right. I mean, you brought your kids to school when your appendix burst.
I did.
Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got them to school first and drove myself to the hospital.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's just. Those are different.
Yes.
And we need to respect those differences. Are there times when even though you have a low capacity for something, you've got to use your capability and do it? Sure.
Right.
But the majority of the time, you could probably just identify that and have some support.
Yeah,
there.
and just back off a little bit. Back it up a little bit.
It's hard, man.
It is. It's very hard.
Okay. The next one is defining your intentions. I think this is, for me, especially in the moment, the quickest way to get myself out of a spin about being stuck in something.
Okay.
So, for example, if I'm going somewhere and let's say I have to play the backseat role that I don't feel good in, you know, I'm not mad. I'm not like, how dare you? But I'm like, I'm not very successful here.
Right.
If I'm going to be able to manage that, I'm going to think, what are my intentions here? And my intentions are to show up for this person or to be supportive or whatever, or to like make a difference or contribute X. Then I can do that in that role. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I can shift that. And the same thing happens if I'm like if I'm in a planner role that I don't want.
Yeah.
Like, what are my intentions here? This doesn't align with it.
Yeah, like this doesn't feel good anymore.
Yeah, so let's move over here.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Great thing that you can like literally do in the moment.
It like resets the the moment.
It does.
Yeah.
And if you can think about it ahead of time, even better.
Right.
But real life doesn't always
Yeah.
provide us with those opportunities. Okay, this is a question that I ask. It's two questions, and a lot of times the answers will match. It's like matching.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden you'll ask and you're like, holy shit, these do not align at all.
Yep.
Okay. So here are the two questions. What experience is this person asking me for?
Okay.
That's question one. And then question two is, what experience am I seeking and why?
Got it.
Okay.
Got
Here's
it.
the thing that you're going to be surprised at. If you ask yourself, oh, this person seems to want this from me or be seeking this in a friendship, in a work relationship, whatever. And then you go, what am I looking for? What am I seeking and why?
Right.
And it doesn't align. You're going to save yourself a lot of time,
a lot of energy,
a lot of headaches,
yep,
a lot of feeling badly about yourself.
Yep.
By noticing. Now,
Yep.
doesn't mean you have to walk away. You can course correct.
Right.
But sometimes you're just going to have to go,
Yeah.
this isn't going to work.
Right, absolutely.
I think it sounds simple, but the amount of times I've gone like, oh.
Yeah.
Like sometimes what you're looking for, you're kind of like, oh, wait a minute. I'm looking for a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Why am I looking for that?
Yeah.
And then you ask yourself and you're like, oh. And then you kind of start speaking differently or acting different. Like that moment is like the space you were talking about before of awareness is so
it's crucial.
Helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh, am I trying to be the secret hero?
You probably are.
No,
exactly.
You don't need me to be a secret hero. How does that help you? Oh, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Rewriting your own stories. You got to do it. You got to do it.
Yep.
You don't have to sit with a pen and paper, but you've got to shift the stories that you've written. The idea that for me, that if I am not the golden child, good girl planner, watchdog all the time, that bad things are going to happen to people. Like people are literally in danger of dying. That story it's been rewritten, but like that story still tries to come up. And so I need the different story to lean on. You can't just go, I don't believe that anymore.
No. Yeah.
What is true?
Yeah. You have to fill the void. Right.
Yeah, because you're going to still go for that. Just because you figure out why doesn't mean you're never going to try to be those things again.
No, it doesn't mean that.
Okay. And then lastly, something that I know you're a big fan of, you just did it recently, is I would suggest IFS for this, inner child work, inner family systems, like doing that work to go like, what's that part of me that's trying desperately to like protect me from something, and understanding that it is a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, people sometimes think it's weird because you're kind of like personifying different elements of yourself.
I don't think that's weird.
It's a great
super helpful.
It's
super helpful. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very helpful to sort of like suss out like where everything's coming from and what the feelings are, and it's super helpful.
I think people have this vision of like being a human, like of themselves, that is just like simple.
Right.
But the truth is that there's so many fucking layers to you and to everything that you're doing, and you are not something like I get the personality tests and what am I and where do I feel like are super fun.
Right.
But like they're only this one layer. Like you are all of that stuff.
Yeah.
All the time.
Absolutely.
Like the only real personality testing that I'm like really jazzed about, that I'm like doing is like your natal chart. Other than that, and that provides for all the layers.
Exactly. That just helps explain the layers.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I agree.
There is probably a version of you that's an INFJ or whatever.
Yes, but not all the time.
7 or 3
whatever. Right. Yeah.
Enneagram.
Right.
But like, there's also ones in the shadows that are the opposite.
Right.
And they are important too. You're not just one answer on the test.
Yeah, you can't ignore those parts.
No, they make you who you are.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'd all just be the same.
That's boring.
Yeah. So look for that, understand that, ask yourself good questions, do the digging. I would love if people like wrote in, commented on social media, whatever they want to do about like the roles that they feel are like the most complicated for them. And I'm just going to guess right now it's going to be good girl is going to be a real popular one.
Yeah, I bet. I would not be surprised.
What would you add to the role discussion, Jay?
I would just say to maybe once you start to get a feel for the roles that you use most often, I would say start looking at different scenarios or even like relationships and where, like, what roles do you use in those? Like,
Yeah.
I think the roles you play at work are different than the ones you play at home. The ones you use as a parent are different from the ones you use as a spouse or whatever, you know what I mean? Like as a child, you know what I mean? Like, how do you interact with your parents? Like all those types of things. Like,
I think that's smart.
I think like you'll start to see patterns of like how you use the roles.
Yeah, and you'll see patterns in which roles seem to have more resentment than others.
Right.
Which roles
which are more defensive.
Yeah,
Right.
you'll really see
Right.
those patterns by
Mhm.
like identifying in specific areas and relationships.
Even I would say even look at someone you don't have a great relationship with.
Yeah.
And look at what role you use with them and look at why you do that.
Yeah. I think too, like looking at like you want to be seen. We all do.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're labeled certain roles, when do you have that reaction like I have when someone's like motherly?
Right.
And I'm like, oh wait, like first of all, I don't find that to be like a diss. Like I'm happy to be called that. But I'm like, oh, I didn't see that. Like what kind of reactions do you have? Like sometimes people will only see me as the planner and I feel very unseen.
Okay.
Yet I lead with her.
You sure do.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like
it's not very fair.
No. But it's sort of, I think it's that reminder of like, well, did I let them see anything else?
Right, exactly.
Or maybe that's all they wanted to see, so they just stayed
there. They
there.
didn't look for any more, right?
There's really no fault in that. It doesn't mean I'm unseen. It's just like, oh, layer-wise,
yes,
we haven't gone any further, and that's fine.
Right, and that's good for boundarying. Like, where is this person in my life?
Yeah, like when I think the most unseen I feel is when somebody says, oh, I just thought you were shy, or I just thought you were kind of bitchy and quiet, snobby, that word.
Oh yeah, I get bitchy or mean.
Yeah, and I just think, that's my observer.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you didn't go any further past, because I just didn't come over and like bow to you and try to like instantly become your friend.
Right.
You created a story.
Exactly.
And you cast me in a role that I don't feel is fair. Right. And I've been cast in that role since I was a little kid. And the misfit in me feels real annoyed when you only see that.
Yeah, rightfully so.
I think that's important information too. And like going like, well, what role am I playing in this? Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, the role I'd like to play right now is coffee drinker.
Yeah, and lunch.
Shall we go get some?
Sure.
Lunch eater. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hey everyone, Heather and I have an ask for you. If you love this episode or if you love the IGG, can you do us a favor? We need you to go onto whatever platform you listen on and download, subscribe, like, love, whatever it's asking you to do. Can you go do those things for us on the platforms that you listen on? It would mean so much to us.
Thanks for listening to our episode. For a way to get in touch with us, please visit our website, intuitivegirlsguide.com. We love hearing your feedback on our episodes.